Oh my God! Right when I'm about to record, about when I already record, I will call Mama Milk back in a second. What's going on, my wonderful, wonderful smokers? It's time for some pro wrestling smoke. That's right. The wrestling podcast, which is part of the FTO podcast family. Please, please, thank you for continuing to watch my shows, dropping every Thursday at 5 p.m. You know who I am. I am the guy who brings you that wrestling punditry with that smoke, the one and only Ollie Pounder Check, a.k.a. Bobby Lucas, also known as Kavanaugh, the Southern Champ, a.k.a. the Porn Rap Star. You can find all my links with one link, allmylinks.com/porn rap star. We got to tell you about the sponsors, and we got a new one to announce as well, people. Period. Because, we keep the sponsors for these episodes and for this podcast in particular. First up, PassDat apparel. Great t-shirt design. You feel what I'm saying? You can find them on TeePublic. Link is in the description. Also, SmokeKind.com, the best THCa in the game, on the net, in the world, mailed to your door straight from California. Please use the referral link in the description, SmokeKind.com, to check out the discounts as well as their sales. Also, if you need pain relief, you need stress relief, with Sara J, she got you, and she ain't got to fuck you to do it. I'm talking about nothing at SaraJCBDs.com. Please use my promo code BOBBIE to get 10% off your first or next order from SaraJCBDs.com. And if you want to get freaky dicky, she even has lube, people. Yeah, she got you covered always. And the newest and my most favorite sponsor, the Odyssey Lounge out of Clayton, North Carolina. This is for the grown and sexy, for the people that are into the lifestyle of swinging, BDSM, and so forth. That's right. Please go to odyssey.net.com. Please send in your donation, whether you're a couple, you're a single bull, or you're a unicorn. You feel what I'm saying? And they even accept transgender. You feel me? It's not exclusive. And you will have a great time. They have events every Friday and Saturday. So please go to odyssey.net and tell them that Smokers Lounge sent you, so you can come and check out and take a journey at the Odyssey Lounge. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, that's it. So, people, what's going on? This is Pro After Smoke, my Thursday edition. I record this the same day. As soon as I record it, I usually drop it. So there you go. And we have a lot to get to. We have Backlash and what happened with that. We also have the Owen Hart Tournament coming up for AEW. We're going to get to that. But first up, we need to talk Ashe Wrestling. We have matches. So, Ashe, we are now on their Instagram, because y'all know I've lost my Twitter. Ashe 15, people, this May 23rd, which will be next Sunday at 6 p.m. I will be getting the pay-per-view. I will be reviewing this pay-per-view. And I am so ready for this pay-per-view. This is a big one. This is back at Bloom Studios in Charlotte, North Carolina. And so far, so good. They look like they're going to be a great thing going on. Of course, you see Mr. the champ himself, Darius Carter, Dogfather, and here with the man got. Let's see what.
Actually, that's a lie. I don't know what anyone's thinking anymore. But I know what I'm thinking. I'm thinking you should be there Saturday, May 23rd in Charlotte, North Carolina at Bloom Studios for Ashe Wrestling's Ashe 15. The Intergalactic Soul, the Honorable Brother, the Revolutionary ourselves, myself, Darius Lockhart, will be competing for the Ashe Men's Championship against the All-Father Darius Carter. And we're finally going to take that championship back home to where it belongs and bring it back to the city of Charlotte. That said, I want the entire city to show out. Let's show up, let's show up, and let's be in that building to make some noise and take this back home for all of us. It will also be TME. The Ashe Men's Tag Team Champions will be there. The Gifted One Yaya's in the building. Ashe Commissioner Caprice Coleman. has a very big announcement that has something to do with the very next Ashe show. Leah Knight's in the building, Amira Rose in the building, LeBron Cozone, Cedric Alexander, Ugly Gang. What more could you ask for, right? All I ask is that you guys show up and show out for us. Let's help support Ashe Wrestling. All this stuff is done out of love, out of pocket to give you guys an experience and to tell stories that belong to us, stories that we're in control of. I started Ashe Wrestling to celebrate the diaspora, and I've been blessed enough to be able to do that for 3 years now. So let's continue this. Let's get bigger, better. Let's get up in this building and support. Please, y'all, love to see you there.
And y'all heard it from the owner himself. So, yes, we at Caprice Coleman will be announcing something big. I'm curious to see what it is. Is it going to be another title? Is it that he's going to step down as commissioner due to what happened last time when he came to his son in the other game? Because his son chose the other gang or what have you. And they had, and you know, I think, he chose the other gang and walked off with him. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do with that storyline itself. Added is we have a women's match. Now, we actually having a debut. Amira Rose will be going against Leah Knight. Now, Leah Knight, y'all seen her on other Ashe matches. She's from England. She has worked for Progress. Then she did TNA. She's getting known on the indie scene, and she is back, and she is going against Amira Ray. This lady here is new to Ashe. I don't remember her ever competing, so this will be her debut. I'm looking forward to see what this is going to look like. I will be previewing, once the card is finalized, I will be previewing it next Thursday. So please tune in next Thursday for the Ashe preview and prediction for Ashe 15. Also, we got a tag match, which was a spillover from last week, where Cedric Alexander, that's it, Darius, and Dante Khalifa will be going against LeBron Cozone and Soulfly Manny Low. This is going to be interesting. Soulfly Manny Low actually was he recently on I think it was on AEW, or I saw him on one of the shows, the big shows. But and I know they got a big show coming up for 5-Star Pro, I think later on this month. I really want to try to make that my damn self. But these one of the tag matches that has been announced. I'm curious to see what the main event is. They going to defend the tag titles. They said the Ugly Gang has not been announced for a match, so I'm curious about that. Darian Bingston will be back for another Hole for Hole challenge. And I'm curious to see who he will be going against. Because really, it's a pure match. That's what it is. Bare minimum. It's a pure match. And of course, the main event will be the owner, Darius versus Darius. Darius Lockhart, the owner, will be trying to unseat Darius Carter, who has been the Ashe men's champion, the leader of the culture, the All-Father, who has been dominating Ashe, the vulture of the Moriarty of pro wrestling, the vulture of Ashe, has been champ for over a year. And we're going to see if he unseats him. So I'm not going to give my predictions right now. And I think they're going to be, other matches are going to be announced before then, because we have a week from this Sunday. So there you go. I hope y'all, please go to their Patreon and join their Patreon. It's only $15 a month to watch their pay-per-view. It's a great show. You're going to get a great show. Great commentary from with Chris Lea and, Big Swole. You know what I'm saying? And also just a great atmosphere. You know, it's independent wrestling at its finest. I'm going to find my way to our Ashe event. Yeah, and also 5 Star Pro is having a show as well. Let's see if I can find them. Let's see. I will not be able to review that, but I will. Let's see. It's supposed to be box. Supposed to be. I'm trying to see the flyer.
Tonight at Boxcar, we have not one, not two.
Oh no, wait a second. Here we are. I'm looking now. It's Boxcar. Okay, it's Boxcar 23. The Boxcar Slam Masters 23. It will be at the Boxcar and Arcade in Greensboro, North Carolina. They have a lot of good stars there. I'm just letting you know. I even see a couple of cats that I see that has been on Evolve. So if you're in North Carolina, you love independent wrestling, please go check out Ashe or even 5 Star Pro. Shouts out to LeBron Cozone. Shouts out to Darius Lockhart. And so forth. You feel me? So I would just took a look at that. Now, with that being said, well, I guess I'll save Backlash for last. Let's talk AEW. I'm gonna start with AEW because normally I do AEW last. Well, you know, actually I do news, but I'm trying to think what freaking news is even worth me talking. Because forget all that. If I didn't remember the news, if I don't remember that news, then forget it. But I just know the main thing is let's just get the AEW fucking man. Because we got to do a lot of checking out Backlash, thoughts, this, that, and the third. Like I said, if you're looking for actual news, breaking news, I'm not the one. I react to it if I remember it or I even look it up. But with that, it's more about the wrestling, the matches, and just my thoughts on what's going on. So, all right. The Owen Hart Tournament. We're going to begin there. It had been announced. Now, I did see Swerve drop which is funny that he even made news. That Swerve was saying that Tony Khan been keeping him off TV because he's the most dangerous man. He basically did a fucking promo, and y'all fell for it. Tony Khan is not going to keep Swerve off TV like that. Swerve ain't done nothing bad enough. Actually, Swerve one of the top people. Actually, Swerve in the promo kind of told you why we haven't seen him. He said, yeah, it's nice you've been having me going around doing promos for the company and stuff, but I need to be on TV hurting people. Yeah, he been busy doing promos. Swerve is one of the most marketable guys on AEW. He raps. He's fashionable. He knows a lot of the mainstream people. Because remember, he did come from WWE and was a well-known guy on the West Coast as a wrestler. Even on the East Coast. Like I said, I remember him when he was Shane Strickland, a skinny-ass motherfucker on goddamn Maryland Championship Wrestling. Ha. The point being is that if y'all thought that Shane Strickland was being kept off of TV because he was being kept off of TV because Tony Khan mad at him for what? So there you go. The other thing before I go into this own term, I might as well go and get this out of the way. You damn right. New Day is going to end up at AEW. First of all, Tony got the pockets to pay him. Two, y'all just sit here and heard how the whole locker room wants the New Day. But New Day will flourish with AEW. Actuality, dare say, your tag team division is probably going to be the most hooked up it ever is. Now, granted, in pro wrestling, the tag teams nowadays, tag team wrestling don't really mean shit, but I get it. It's about the singles. But I disagree with Angle and a couple of the other YouTubers. I think AEW really gives a shit about the tag team division. Because if you look at how they book the tag team division, they book it better than WWE. But y'all just don't want to fucking admit it. Actually, TNA, AEW, fuck it, MLW books their tag team division better than WWE. Main roster. NXT, we have distinct tag team. We have a tag team division. So for people to think, yeah, tag team wrestling is not as important or as important as like back in the day. But if you really look through history, 9 times out of 10, the world title main evented more than a world tag title. The top singles title in the region main evented and was more of the draw than a tag team. So let's not pretend like, yeah, there's some wrestlers that don't mind being a tag team forever. And then there's some wrestlers like Shawn Michaels that say, fuck that, I want to be a single. I truly believe Ricky Morton gave up winning the NWA Tag World title just for a little bit, just to stay with, you know what I'm saying, the Rock and Roll Express. But to have New Day there, it opens up a lot of shit. Now, dude, I see New Day going with, will New Day be completely separate to themselves? Yes. I don't see them teaming with being with the Hurt Syndicate, because that wouldn't make sense. I would like to see them with Swerve, and we have a different dynamic of Creed and Kofi. Because the funny part is, he can't use Kofi Kingston, but he can use Kofi. They're going to be called Kofi and Creed. Kofi and Consequence Creed. We could see finally Consequence Creed win a singles title. Depending on how over Kofi is, he might win the AEW title at some point. Plus, like I said, it will elevate the tag team division greatly. Plus, you still got the Ring of Honor side of things. You know, period. Now, also, I heard about possibility of these guys losing the TV deal. I don't know if I talked about that the last time on the show. They got too much money. They got too much connections. They might lose the TV deal, but you will always see AEW. There's a reason why they set up that streaming service that they have, technically AEW World. I think that's what they call it. And, you know what I'm saying? And I also heard they're probably making a deal with possibly YouTube TV. You know what's crazy about that? It's actually better than cable. Because how many of you fuckers go to YouTube? I'm seeing how these small wrestling promotions are flourishing on YouTube. I'm seeing how even WWE uses YouTube for AAA. Interesting how AEW was ahead of the game when they had AEW Dark and Elevation on YouTube. And motherfuckers were like, why they got it on YouTube? Why they got it on? It's on YouTube. No one's gonna watch that shit on YouTube. But no. But then when WWE put AAA on YouTube, because that's the only way you watching that shit, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. Oh God, that TKO is so smart. My big AAA on YouTube. Now I'm curious to see how they're gonna be YouTube TV, because they're gonna have a channel. Is it a presentation they're gonna make on YouTube TV that is kind of like not on any of the channels, it's just a complete separate thing that when you see it come on, you click it and feed it, live feed it through YouTube TV? I think what's going to happen is, I think the biggest mistake is that they don't have a TV contract right now. Not for AEW, for WWE. Because I have YouTube TV. YouTube TV has a lot. And also, Tony could work with YouTube TV because WWE doesn't have a hold on YouTube. They could work with YouTube to where it really benefits YouTube and them. And people, you forget, they still have TV contracts with in other countries, Canada, England. The only thing is that now, could we be seeing a possible lawsuit down the line with TKO and WWE about how they have practically created a monopoly to where no wrestling company can really get on any of these TV networks anymore? Did y'all not notice that? They had purpose in the contracts. You cannot have another wrestling promotion or another whatever on here other than us. So what's going to happen is, if that's the case, because you do know they got super boxing, what if they start fading out the boxing? Low key, what other MMA companies are there? At some point, the government go look back and say, but because they already at one point did look at WWE for a second, but you know, so that's why I said I'm curious about that, because you can't sit here and say TNA, because TNA is connected to WWE and they got AMC. But I think it's no different than with Don Lennon. When he gets kicked off of CNN, you see what the fuck he's doing with YouTube. So imagine what Tony's going to do with this, especially they make a deal with YouTube TV to not only, we talking about not only air the because apparently they're going to be off Max. So not only air the Dynamites and the Collision, but here's the other shit, the pay-per-views. YouTube already got subscription base. Like right now, I could be monetized and have a subscription membership base for y'all to get extra content. But because I don't feel like going through being monetized, because they will never fucking monetize me for nothing. I mean, I could be monetized, but as soon as I get monetized, I'm gonna be demonetized that fast. Everything that I put up is either partially blocked or what have you, and it's based off of my music that I own, copyrights that I own. But I don't know how to clear that up. Maybe one of y'all in the comments can explain how I do that. Let me light my blunt down. But them being on YouTube TV might be a shot of adrenaline that might put them over, because everybody goes to YouTube. They go to YouTube. YouTube is the most used app of all the apps. Everybody has a YouTube account. And it's going to draw, it might draw people to get, and people do get YouTube TV. Then on the other end of it, okay, guess what? You also get to watch, they can have it to where you watch it live first on YouTube TV. Might even do the live feed on YouTube. No different than AAA. Once again, when they had Elevation, because I remember Jim Cornette talking shit about it. I remember Ralph talk, everybody talk shit about AEW having Dark Elevation on YouTube. Then soon as WWE buy AAA and they say, oh yeah, we're going to put it on YouTube. Praise them for putting NXT pay-per-view on YouTube. Now it's going to be on CW. So everything going to be on CW. See, Ralph was being released and thrown into the Mentos. Keep the wrestling community vibrant. Because people are going to be released. People are going to jump from promotion to promotion. There was no dividend territory days. I can sit there. I might have saw, god dang it, the Fantastics 1 week on World Class, the next week on Mid-South. I see Dusty on Florida and then turn around and see him on Mid-Atlantic. Same thing is going on. I'm seeing motherfuckers on Evolve on NXT. NXT and come on, bro. So now we got the Owen Hart Classic. And take a look at it. We have Samoa Joe with Ospreay. Let's begin there. Ospreay has been working with the Death Riders for the past couple of weeks. I really like the vignettes with him and Moxley. I told y'all, somebody sat down and watched a Star Wars. And basically just duplicated basically what a Sith would do, a Sith Lord would do, a Dark Lord. See this promising Jedi that can reach its full potential. And can reach its full potential and become a great, Dark Lord. But anyway, so the training that they're doing has really helped his neck. And he had his first match back and was against Ace Austin. Now, also within the midst of this, Samoa Joe has been feeling some type of way that Will Ospreay is now chilling with the Death Riders. So we're expecting a Death Riders versus the Ops at some point. Because we had that at the end of this match. If you were paying attention, one, the fact that Ospreay won with a submission, not the hidden blade. It's just the end part of a story within this match of you didn't see a lot of high flying from Ospreay. You didn't see a lot of high impact wrestling for Ospreay. He was methodical. He was slow. He was wrestling a totally different match. Actually, if you want to be technical about it, he was wrestling a WWE match. Now I'm curious to see what Jim Cornette gonna say, because I know Jim Cornette did it when he noticed that Ospreay wrestled differently. It was not an Ospreay match. I loved it. Ospreay, like I said, and won with a submission. He didn't win with no title driver, 99 or 69, whatever the fuck it is, whatever number that is. He didn't win with the hidden blade. He didn't win with the odds cutter. None of that. He won with a submission. He out-wrestled Ace Austin. He didn't high-five him. See, what the story I'm seeing is we about to see Will Ospreay become the ultimate wrestler. The ultimate wrestler. It's like, because he like, it's kind of like what Jim Cornette was saying all the time. I love Coach Jim Cornette. They got more out of shit by doing less. What he basically telling him is you can get more out of what you're doing if you do less. You wouldn't have to worry about your neck if you weren't flying off the goddamn place. You can make impact without making impact on the back of your damn neck. Take the anger and you focus it. Take your emotions and you focus it into a calm, beautiful rage. So then the ops come out looking to jump him, and then, of course, the Death Riders come out. Now, excuse me. I have to do this. Tony has figured out a way to keep the Death Riders fresh. He has figured out a way to keep the ops fresh. He's been able to keep a bunch of different heel factions, face factions relevant. Now, I don't know. Yeah, of course, the Dark Order, but to keep them relevant, he had to put them on Ring of Honor. Yeah. So, with that being said, can we please give that man his kudos? Because the Death Riders, I thought they were going to break them up. No, WWE would have broke them up by now. Well, except for Judgment Day. But I digress. That's one group. He got a group. Death Riders been together for 3 years. Nobody's fell off. Nobody's been cut. Nobody's been dropped from the group. They didn't actually add it. Don Callis, he found ways to pressure up Don Callis' group. The conglomerate, and I told you, he looked at Japan and saw the clicks and said, okay, what can I do? How can I incorporate that over here? So I keep telling people, man, y'all got to give that man his props for his booking. Y'all, maybe I see something y'all don't. And it ain't that I'm a mark for AEW or anything like that, because I think him and Triple H are probably one of the best bookers of all time. But the problem is that y'all got Tony been hitting on cylinders lately, bro. So back to this. So with that being said, Samoa Joe and Will Ospreay will be facing off. Now, interesting, if you look at this, except for one of the matches, all these matches actually has a build going into it that will go beyond the Owen Hart Tournament. Okay? So, which brings me to the newly crowned National Heavyweight Champion Mark Davis, who won in a surprise with the help from Ricochet. He will go against Jack Perry, the man that he unseated. And as you know, it Double or Nothing, which will be going down next a week from this Sunday, which, damn, people, do you realize I got two, oh no, wait a second. Let me bring this in for a second. It just dawned on me. I have two premium live events that I will have, or pay-per-views, excuse me, I will have to preview and predict. So you really need to tune in next week. I got a lot of work to do. Now back to this. So, with Mark Davis and Jungle Jack Perry, I know all they're supposed to be involved in the Stadium Stampede with Jericho. Who is Jericho, the Hurt Syndicate, the Elite, with Jungle Jack Perry versus the Demand, the Dogs, Mark Davis, and Andrade. So, as y'all know, the Stadium Stampede is a traditional match they have. So, yeah, we'll talk more about that next week. But all that got set up because at the Fairway to Hell, which to me was an awesome event. I love the fact that it was at the golf course, that virtual golf course. That shit looked fly as fuck. I don't give a fuck what people think. That shit looked fly as shit. Anyway, Mark Davis, of course, won the championship. Him that pull you up by your leg power driver, that shit is kind of nasty, bro. That shit, damn. I have to admit, the Odyssey Open, they have came into their own as singles. Because if people remember Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis, them was on pace of being one of the great tag teams. Now they're like two of the best singles. You know, I don't think they'll ever tag again, not as a tag team or be the Odyssey Open. That would be fly if they bring that back down the line years later, but we'll see. But then on the other end, we noticed that Strickland supposed to be getting the bounty for Bandito. Interesting that match is a part of this tournament, and that's going to go down to Double or Nothing. Like I said, they've been doing the storyline that somebody is putting a bounty out on Bandito's head, and Swerve decides that he needs to go after Bandito to prove and to continue to prove that he's the most dangerous man. And because I know people wondering, like, what the fuck they doing with Swerve? He's on a path to prove that he's the most dangerous man. He's going against the top wrestlers and either beating them or having a good feud with them. To give him, you know what I'm saying, one, credibility and win, so when it's time for him to go after the world title, it's there for him to do it. Keep him in the spotlight and in high-profile matches because, let's be honest, Bandito is one of their top faces. You know, period. Trust me, if he ever get released for his contract, WWE going to pick him up quick. So, and then of course we got Claudio Casanova and Brody King. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. And then of course on the women's side, now I'm curious because I saw news that Persephone was injured, so she's gonna be replaced by someone. She's supposed to win against Hazuki. At Double or Nothing, Willow Nightingale is going to go against Alex Windsor. The TBS title will not be online. I'm very surprised about that. But what's interesting about some of the matches for the men, a lot of these matches had pre-existing beefs going into the Owen Hart tournament. Now, that's not the case for the women. You know, on the other side, we have Minas Zurikawa against Athena, which is a match that happened before. If Xena Cowell gets the victory over Athena, I think that will set up her to get a shot at AEW, at the Ring of Honor Women's title, which, okay, damn, how long are they going to have Athena with that belt? Can we just go ahead and say that Athena is the greatest Ring of Honor Women's Champion of all time? I'm just saying. She defended that belt everywhere. She have not lost that title. Very rarely been pinned. So, but anyway. And then we got Sky Blue and Sari, who I don't even know who Sari is. So, maybe somebody missed it. But anyway, that's the women's side. Ain't really much I can say about that. I'll give a prediction real quick. Your finals is going to be probably Swerve and Will Ospreay. One, Ospreay going to beat Joe. Mark Davis going to beat Jack Perry because I think Ricochet is going to interfere in the match because the feud between him and Jack Perry is going to continue. I think it should be Jack Perry and the Young Bucks versus the Demand. I think that should be a good feud to have. Plus, the matchup we want to see is a rematch between Will Ospreay versus Mark Davis. Because the hype up is, dude, I damn near broke your fucking neck. This go around, I'm going to do it. And plus, it gives Ospreay redemption going into the finals where he will meet Swerve Strickland. Because if I'm correct, Ospreay has no victory over Swerve. I think Swerve in that recent contest defeated him. So now who Swerve is going to face to make it to the finals is probably be Brody King. That was going to be hard. Him and Clyde Casanova. But I think they're going to put Brody over. And I think it'll be Swerve and Brody. So, yeah. Then on the women's side, it would have been, in my opinion, the finals would have been, because they said this on Wrestle Talk, they felt they were going to be Alex Windsor, and it'll be cool for Alex Windsor to her and her boyfriend Ospreay to hoist up the Owen Hart belts. You know what I'm saying? Plus, this is going to lead into All I Think Out in England. So I see Windsor challenging Tekla for the women's title, winning the women's title, but at some point she's going to drop it in about a month or 2 or 3. The question is who will be back to Tekla or what? We'll see. Me personally, I think Tekla should have a long title run. Because I see that they're going against the whole, the Triangle Madness is going against the whole fucking women's locker room. It's them 3 against everybody, except for the women's tag champs, who I haven't seen them been challenged yet. So I'm waiting to see what tag team or female tag team that they're gonna bring forth to bring the women's tag titles back to the forefront. Because I'm not even gonna front. The tag titles kind of feel like they done fell to the background since these people have got on. Hold on, give me 1 second, please. Hey, babe, let me call you back and record. All right, bye. That's all good. Yeah, it was Mama Milk. Yeah, there you go. Only people that day one that in the premium smoke room promo code Jericho, hit it, or been listening. Yeah. That's this lady. Anyway, back to my point. The women's tag titles are starting to fall to the wayside because they're not in the feud, and really all the matches that them ladies been doing has been really squashes. You feel me? The one thing I can't say about WWE with their women's tag team division is that they are creating a contenders to chase after the tag titles and making the center of the chaos be the tag titles. You know what I'm saying? Amongst a bunch of tag teams, which makes sense because you want people to see your tag team division. You want them to know who's the tag teams, and you want to see them all fighting, whether they're having matches with each other or with the tag champions or what have you. So I will say right now, this month, AEW been losing the women's tag team division war to WWE, which we'll get to later on in the show. But like I said, I think with AEW, they really need to start, because it's more than just putting these sexy ladies on camera. They need a tag team title. A title is not only measured by the person that holds it, but also measured by whom that chases it. I'm just saying. So, like I said, but in my opinion, if Persephone was never injured, I think they would have put Persephone over to win this. Because she kind of got that Stemmy Vicure type vibe. And I could see her being the AEW champ. You know what I'm saying? So I think Alex Windsor was number 2 on the list because of England. But I truly believe that if Persephone was never injured, she would have probably won this. Okay, so now let's talk about Darby. Darby been having some great matches. I'm talking about Barnburst. Now I'm a little confused because I thought when it was announced last week, and I really had to check, make sure I wasn't crazy. Okada posted Wrestle Darby this yesterday. I don't know what happened why Okada did not wrestle Darby and Takeshita did, but it didn't matter. This match was good. Darby been having a blistering pace of title defenses ever since he defeated MJF. And MJF had now decided to put his hair on the line. Now, what this tells me, MJF will regain the world title. One, because they had Darby do all these title defenses. Understand this. If you sit back, Tommaso Ciampa, Kevin Knight, who else he go against? Mark Davis? Was it Mark Davis? I think Mark Davis. Did he go against Mark? I think he went against Mark Davis, didn't he? He went against a lot. He defended that title a lot. So let me make sure. I gotta make sure, because hold on. I need to see this real quick. Hold on. Let me take a look at this. Darby Allin, since April 15th, 26 days. I don't know how many title defenses. See, so he's defending the title, I think, twice a week over a month. Like, he literally been having a blistering pace. At the same token, MJF is chasing him. So, but anyway, that's one reason why I believe that he's going to lose the title, because of how he's defending the title. If you really look at it, they gave time for the next challenger to build the match, right? They did that. I never seen it to where you had five title defenses literally back to back to back to back, unless you're doing some like Ric Flair defend the title every day for 30 days. Every night the belt on the line. That was damn near Darby was doing. Because of that, and I know the money match is MJF versus Will Ospreay, because they're your two biggest stars on AEW. They're your two biggest stars on AEW. And Ospreay becoming champ is really going to help AEW big time. Trust me. Now, the other part of this is that MJF put his hair on the line. The opening segment this week, when he walked past all them bald motherfuckers, was funny as fuck. It's like, it's funny as fuck. It was like, just so happened, everybody in the back was bald headed. I should have been in there. Everybody was bald headed. And then he bumps into Ricochet. Ricochet takes his hat off. I'm like, hey, man, you know, once you go bald, you know, you don't look good as me, but you're going to be okay. So, I don't see Darby retaining. I see MJF winning the belt. It will be dubious means it may be some type of outside interference to set up another feud for Darby to have, whoever that may be. Now, I have an idea. It just popped in my head. Because we keep talking about Malachi Black, right? Who better the first feud with Malachi Black than Darby Allin? So what if, I could be wrong, Darby got this match beat. Lights go out, Malachi Black shows up and gives him a black mask and knock the shit out and put MJF on top of him for the 1, 2, 3. Because we still have Malachi Black out there, and not to be, and everyone keeps saying that people don't want him back, but I think he's gonna have a different attitude this go around. And especially if he can bring Selena in, I think that would be perfect. Because see, what I would do on that end is I would get Priscilla Kelly to come, because she was connected to Darby Allin, and people, I should be a damn booker for AEW. God damn it. Yeah, God damn it. I'm just saying. Because the natural one would be Tony Storm with Darby, but Tony hurt right now. Please hurry up and get well. I want you to come back. We miss you, Tony. We miss you. So, okay, when's Speedball gonna turn on Kevin Knight? When we gonna have it break up? Because everyone I'm asking somebody this. Why did everyone think it's gonna be Speedball that actually do the heel turn? Why is it so hard to think that Kevin Knight doesn't do why is it so hard to think that Kevin Knight don't have it in him to be a heel? See, if I was Tony and I'm listening to y'all basically telling me, oh, y'all expecting Speedball to be the one that turned. What if I do Kevin instead to throw him off? And you know what's funny? I'm gonna be real with you. Speedball wouldn't work as a heel. Kevin Knight would. Kevin Knight would work better as a heel. He's already confident, cocky. You know what I'm saying? You could turn him heel. If he attacked Speedball, and I mean really beat the fucking crap out of his ass, I think he'll get heat the way he get booed and be most hated and be very hated. I think he has the potential to be a great heel. Actually, I would rather see him turn than Speedball because I don't think Speedball, it will work. I don't think it would work. That's just me. I think the easy layup will be Kevin Knight because they keep hinting at them two breaking up. Because they keep hinting to somebody turn on somebody. But everyone is automatically assuming that's Speedball. I don't get it. So, and I think that's the most important points from AEW. So, by the way, this episode is brought to you by the OdysseyLounge in Clayton, North Carolina. Please, if you're into the swinging lifestyle, poly, looking for a good atmosphere, secret, private, well, the Odyssey Lounge got you covered. Please check out OdysseyLounge.net to send in a donation and to be screened for their next event. They throw new events every Friday and Saturday, and it is Smoker Lounge approved. Trust and believe. BYOB, people. All right. And it's for the grown and sexy. We don't want no youngins in the place. So if you're grown and sexy, you 21 and up, meaning you can get alcohol. It's open to couples, singles, even transgender. Please check out Odyssey, the OdysseyLounge.net. Link in the description. There you go. Now, we got WWE popping. Well, we had Backlash that passed. And a lot of good stuff. Plus, we had the afterbirth that went down at Raw. So, we began the show actually with Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins. And there was actual six match? No, it was 5 matches. I thought it was 6, but it was 5. And it was a good start with the match. It was a good start with the show. You had shenanigans, good back and forth. Did I ever think that Seth Rollins was going to win? No. So Braun Breaker gets a victory on Seth Rollins. Of course, you had the rest of Vision, I think, tried to interfere, and Seth was able to fight him off. But Braun Breaker got his spear off and got the victory. And then, of course, we had the afterbirth on Raw, where Joe Hendry, as well as the Street Profits, who are chasing after those tag titles, had a 6-man tag against the Vision. The Vision almost had the match won, but of course, Seth Rollins intervened, costing the Vision the match. But with Seth Rollins talking to, I guess, the big, what's my boy's name? Dawkins pushed Seth Rollins. I don't know if he pushed Seth Rollins or Seth Rollins just moved accidentally. I think he pushed Seth Rollins out of the way and ate the spear. But Ford looked at it as, see, This ain't about you. We can't trust you. This and third. So we got, even though we got common enemies, you still my enemy. With the underarching of feud that's building between Logan Paul and Joe Hendry. So I'm curious with that. Next up was Trick Williams versus Sami Zayn. And y'all knew who won. Trick. Little Yachty. Little Yachty got involved. Also got Little Yachty got taken out. It was an okay match. Not really surprised how it went. I think him and Sammy had decent chemistry, not great chemistry, in my opinion. I'm gonna be well. The next match was the worst match of the night, but that's not a bad thing. But no, I knew Trick was gonna win because we need Trick to win. Plus, they're still pushing Trick to be a face, which of course, I'm sorry, Trick just got in throws. I think they need to move Sammy on after this, unless there's any other reason why Sammy would get another go at him anyway. I wonder who Trick next opponent would be. Will Trick? I don't think Trick even going to do the U.S. Open challenge. You could have Carmelo, which I think that would be the perfect one. But Carmelo, that means you have to turn Carmelo heel. So I'm curious to see what happens. I'm curious to see what happened with Sami Zayn. And I'm sorry, the gingerbread man funeral. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I'm gonna keep it 100. That was the best thing on wrestling. The Ginger Man funeral. I knew Lil Yachty was in the Ginger Man costume, but that wasn't the point. It was just the complete funniness of it. It wouldn't surprise me if Trick Williams ended up getting in movies, man. He got something special, bro. He got something special. Now, also I got to speak on Owen because I heard they had the Garzas had been released because. Let's stop for a second. Hold on. It is fucking interesting that part of the reason why the New Day left, the Garzas left, and I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be some more releases to be announced, left because they wanted to reconstruct their contract. And not everybody, but to like half. And I think they did the same thing with the Garzas because the way the Garzas went out and have the open family literally destroyed them because nobody would come out and challenge him, which is an interesting freaking story within itself because who are they looking to be the next feud for? Him. Because Gunther is about to face Cody for the title in Italy. Gunther's not winning the title now. I'm sorry, dudes. I'm surprised they even got Gunther going for a belt this early. So no, I don't see him winning the title from Cody. I don't know. No. That would be a shock. I see him retiring any wrestler that's next up for being retiring before he wins a title off of Cody. You know what I'm saying? So, but back to my point. I never heard of a wrestling company. I heard wrestling companies did it because I know Jim said that Jim Hurd wanted to restructure their contracts and people's contracts. Because they look at the place of value. If you valuable enough, if that contract that the money we still paying you is, even though it's worth paying you, and that's why a lot of these people try to get, you can't fire me, you can't release me in their contract, or get creative control or what have you, because they didn't want to be treated like just regular employees. Because now the wrestlers are really regular employees. That's some shit. He come to you and they come to you. You been here for a minute, but like, you know something? We think instead of giving you 3, we want to give you like 1 million. I mean, shit, dude, you don't be on NXT, you don't main event. You feel what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you have to think about it. It's in their best interest to leave. Now, the Garzas could end up in AEW. I know for certain they're damn sure gonna go to CMLL. That's a given. Can you MLW? They're fucking or shit, hell. You might well say, I love TNA, but the WWE transition program. I know somebody, if they hear this, it was like, no, you didn't just call. Yes, it's a WWE transition program. Because think about how many motherfuckers with WWE is in TNA right now. And they working with NXT. So I'm just saying, people, to keep it 100. I'm curious to see what's gonna happen with that. But yeah, and over Finland, who they're gonna have him feud against next. But back to the thing, Danhausen. This match was way better than I thought it was gonna be. Danhausen, mission partner was Minihausen, who happened to be Mini Sagrado. I can't think of the name from AAA. And he became Minihausen. Now, I was thinking they're going to have some big monster-looking dude that would just destroy both of them quick. But no, it was a small one. I'm watching this. I heard the fans boo. It was like, and I mean, I ain't even go front, right? See, if WWE did put out the bullshit, they were saying, well, it's going to be Jelly Roll, or it's going to be CM Punk, or this, and the third. They built up expectations for people to be like, the boo. So, they were going to get booed. They were going to get booed. Trust believe that. Because they thinking they're going to get one thing and they're not getting that. But by the end of the match, though, even my ass was like, did they just come out with it? I was like, okay, this is going to be interesting. And you know something? Can we just give props to The Miz? The Miz can take anything and make it look good. Kit Wilson, because it was a serious match, but yet comedy. And ultimately, Danhausen won. Now, Sagrada, or excuse me, Minihausen, oh man, he showed out. But once again, it was a luchador, one of the many luchadors from AAA. And I'm sorry, to see Miz and Kent Wilson bump for this motherfucker and we thrown all over the goddamn place. It was just hilarious. I was like, but there you go. Now, people, you will never see Danhausen with a title. So I hope y'all, I really hope y'all don't ever think on God's green earth. He is there for comedy. When Michael Hayes talk about that ceiling, Danhausen is at that ceiling. He'll be in WrestleMania. No, he'll be in the Royal Rumble. You won't see that motherfucker win it. And then, yeah, I even go for it. When Minihausen tried to curse Kit Wilson with the mirror, tried to curse him, and Kit Wilson put the mirror up, I was like, you know something? Whoever was the agent that put this together, bravo. Because this could have went horribly wrong. This could have went so not over that, bruh, it might have made them rethink having Danhausen. But you got to give props to it. And Danhausen's not a bad wrestler. I can see. I never watched a match of Danhausen's. I've seen him just doing the comedy bit. So there you go. Now, understand something. The first two matches with the Braun and the Trick Williams and the Sami Zayn was on ESPN 1 and 2 for free. And I'll leave that to your imagination. Okay. Now, to me, what damn near, if it ain't the match tonight, shit, it's a strong, it definitely number 2. Io Sky versus Asuka. This was a very good match. Joshi Wrestling, stand the fuck up. Joshi Wrestling, stand the fuck up, because these two are the greatest of all time. For when you want to talk about what Joshi, the highest level of Joshi Wrestling is, them two. This match was good as shit, told the story. Asuka wanted to tap her ass out. It was not just to pin her, tap her. It was a great back and forth. Oh, man. And they gave them some time. I'm not even going front. Let me see. This match was 18 minutes. This match was 18 minutes. The longest match actually was Breaker and Seth Rollins. This was the second longest match at 18:07. So they gave this one the time to breathe and build. And you know what I say, WWE? You would have cheated the fans if this was less than 10 minutes. No. 15 minutes. But the real beauty was at the end. When Asuka gave her a hug, kissed her, crying. I'm sitting there like, is Asuka retired? Is Asuka retired? Wait a second. Was this a retiring match? Well, they come out. She's taking time away from the business. She's going back to Japan. And they say allegedly semi-retired. She's going to be like Brock Lesnar, special attraction. Because they still got her on contract for a minute, for I understand. And the woman ain't but so old. You know what I'm saying? She ain't but, how old is her sex ass? Yeah, she's 44 years old. So she's still in her prime years, WWE wise. And when you look at her, dude, she looked like she fucking 44. God damn, boy. Yeah. Look, I don't give a fuck what y'all say about me. Them some fine ass motherfucking women that be in that ring. And Oscar's one of them. Yes, Lord. That girl, gorgeous day one. I done seen her without the makeup. Without makeup. Yeah. Yeah. I see why Nuraku is with Io Sky. Yeah. Yeah. I see why he came stateside. He was like, no, I can't have you living over there. And I'm not tapping in every night. No. Triple H, sign me up. NXT, let's go. I can be evil. So, but yeah. So Io Sky won, and like I said on Raw, you actually saw, you know what I'm saying, Oscar say her goodbyes and kind of passing the torch to Io Sky. So I'm just curious to see who the heir apparent after her. Because Julia supposed to be in that deal, but Kiana James is starting to look better than her right about now. Just saying. So now the main event. And Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu. This match is what I thought it was going to be. But the ending, I was so happy that it went the way it did. The only thing, and I don't know if anybody agree with me, I wish Roman was more in apparel, more in trouble. Because I was listening to what Bully was saying, and Bully was right. He was like, when Roman hulked up, when he had the tongue grip on him, no. Dude, you're not hulking up and I'm taking the air out your fucking lungs. Because I'm squeezing the fuck out your throat. So yeah, if he had pushed away from him, backed off, did a little Superman punch, then fell down, holding his throat, it would have made more sense. Because they did a good job as putting over how dangerous the tongue of death grip is and how menacing it is. Also, they gave us unhinged Jacob Fatu. It's like Umaga jumped into his body and said, let's go. But see, it was a good match back and forth. And Roman Reigns low-key cheated to win the match. Let's make that clear. He pulled, because he was getting his ass handed to him with that talking death grip. He grabs the ref. The ref is not, technically he's supposed to be disqualified, but I digress. Then he grabs the ring post cover, pulls the ring post cover off, and then he gets thrown. He throws Jacob head first to the ring post and nails a spear and gets 1, 2, 3. Now, last time we was at this moment, when Roman had to get Jay on his side, Jay acknowledged him. So Monday comes. Pierce said he fired him. He said, no. You don't fire shit until you acknowledge me. Oh, he acknowledged him all right. He acknowledged, I'm going to put your bulky ass down. He took out the Usos, decimated Roman, And then the other beautiful shit was when you thought he was done. No, he comes and goddamn put all three of them through the goddamn barricade. He supposed to be an unstoppable fucking force. This supposed to be Roman's toughest fucking test. This ain't supposed to be a walk in the park. Roman's supposed to be the most vulnerable he's ever been. And once again, I don't want to see Jacob join the bloodline. This could not be the ultimate end to this saga. Actually, next week, he should have a match against Jey Uso. No, do not have a 2-on-1 match against the Uso. Please don't. No, no. It just give him a match against Jey, and he decimates Jey. And it's like, no, even to the point where like Bully was saying, like, yeah, because when I think about the Mean needed, right? I remember Mean did it to Sting. If I'm correct, Sting couldn't talk for about 2 weeks. That's how they played it. When Mean put that on somebody, it damaged them. They couldn't talk. They couldn't hardly speak. Dusty sitting there holding his throat. Means you put that tongue of death trip on the magazine that you know something that I don't think that because I can barely talk on the floor. I can barely talk on the floor. I can barely talk. That what you did to me. I'm going to let it go. No, daddy. Because we're going to get it focused like a monkey tonight, daddy. Because me, you can do the tongue of death whip, but the people know that it won't stop the dream, daddy. Yeah. So I think they should do a little bit more than that and lean more into it. Even show him training with it. Because they used to show me training with that shit clashing. He clapping coconuts with 3 fingers. Come on, bro. He made it to where power surgery. He made it to where it was believable that that was a dangerous asshole. So, and the fact that it's fought too, I'm glad they gave it to him. It fits him. He's crazy. He's unhinged. He's wild. He's bullish. Yeah, I love it. I love it. So now I see we have on SmackDown a 3-lady team in Fatal Influence, 3-lady team in Judgment Day. And add to it B-Fab. Yeah, that's a lot of 3-lady teams lately. Interesting. But I'm curious. I don't know if Rhea has a contender for the title lately. Because she's been who has she been dealing with? No, my bad. Jay Carver finally put attention back on Rhea because she attacked Rhea. So I know they got a match probably coming up. My question is, will it be a main event, Saturday night main event, or will it be at the Castle in Italy? So we'll see. Really nothing else great happening in WWE like that. I know now on the NXT side of things, Mason Rook. Whoa. This is gonna be interesting. NXT is now shaping up. I'm seeing that NXT is doing the chaotic starts. And even to a certain extent, WWE is kind of doing that more now, try to give you that, buckle up your seatbelt type start to the shows, what have you. But NXT, the main thing I focus is setting up in the North American women's title division. Lizzie Rain, can we just say that she'll be champ at some point? Wouldn't surprise me if Tatum Paxley loses the title, it'll be to Lizzie. Because I smell a fatal four-way coming up. Because I don't know what the big event coming up. And I'm sorry, Lizzie, first of all, is a beautiful woman. I noticed she got a nice ass. And that finish maneuver, that kick, Jesus, that shit nasty. So, Lola Vice, I think they setting up Kalani and Lola for a feud for the title. I see that Jada Parker, they're now having Jada Parker try to feud with Natalya. Because I saw that vignette. Also, we got Darby still going around. Can we just sit here and say that the Vanity Project, they're trying to do the Triple H with China? Because the look, I don't want to be wrong. You feel me? Because people thought that China was transgender at first. But I believe it is the actual woman. It's just she's a bodybuilder. I'm not going to say no more. You're not supposed to say anything. She's probably a nice lady. But they fay ugly. That's the irony of this shit. But now the Vanity Project, Shawn Michaels behind it. He sees a lot of himself in those three brothers. And I like the Vanity Project. I think at some point, Drake need to get a belt. Jackson need to get a belt at some point. Because he's racking up wins. I hate it was against Noam Dar because I'm glad that Noam Dar is back. If Noam Dar had never suffered the injury that he suffered, I truly believe he would have been an NXT champion at least once, even probably twice, probably on the main roster as we speak. I see they're setting up a feud with him and Jackson Drake and the Vanity Project. I like that. They really rolled out the red carpet for Mason. And of course, Cam Hendricks is right now doing double duty on Evolve and NXT. And he's in both title hunts. Because he attacked Tony D'Angelo again this week. So I think what they said up Tony to have a three-way dance for the title with him, Cam Hendricks, and Mason Rook. And like I said, now it's funny because I heard Jim Cornette talk about Mason Rook, and it was just Jim Cornette is hilarious. I love his cool boy. He flames motherfuckers. I ain't even gonna lie. He said he just had a story of him coming up on Chernobyl. He's actually 50 years old, but he's 11 years old. Or something like that. Because now Rook, he has a baby face with it. But his promo was straight to me. I like his promo. And if you look him up and see his finish maneuvers, he has a lot of them. So I'm curious which one they're going to let him have. And he puts me in the mind of an English version of Kevin Owens. So it's crazy that he's being pushed into the title picture this soon. Because he attacked, Tony D'Angelo. Tony D'Angelo like, yeah, I give you once. He said twice. Okay. You really got my attention. So I wonder I don't know when the next big event for NXT is, but I wonder if we're going to see a three-way dance for that. Speaking of the Vanity Project, I'm curious to see what's going to happen with Dark State because Suggs and Lennox has been put in a position to where they have to tag together to get the belts on the Vanity Project. I think the ultimate match is Suggs versus Lennox. Loser leaves the Dark State. I think that's what it's coming down to. Now, the question is, I think it's going to be Lennox because Lennox already been thrust into the title hunt. Suggs has not really had a title shot like that. He had a North American title shot, but he never had a world title shot. He's not been in the main event status but so much as far as the singles. And plus, it seems like they're very high on Lennox. So they want to see what Lennox looked like as a complete single, probably even a face. So I expect that the Vanity Project probably will not lose the titles and it's going to break up. Well, not break up Dark State, but have them, get rid of one member. You get me? Okay. Or it might happen after that match. It depends on if Lennox, it just depends on the storyline they want to go with. Tate Wilder was in a three-way, was in a 6-man match, and actually kind of lost the match. It was against Birthright. And because he wouldn't tag anybody else in, even though he had the match in hand, they could have finished it, he ended up costing the match. And poor fella got going to Keanu. But Keanu, Carver next week. But I'm curious to see, because I'm high on Tate. I think he got a look. I think he got something. It just once it's developed. I just wish he would get better gear and a better look. But because you went from the cowboy that's wild to the grungy man. I'm just saying, they're all over the place right now. Are they trying to turn him heel? I'm just curious. So, I'm trying to think what else is going on up in the NXT verse. And that's pretty much the gist of it. I just know I can say I think you can smell a three-way situation with Gray, Kalani Jordan, and Lola Vice because of what happened with, and of course, Lolly Dane. She, of course, Lola Vice next contender is Lolly Dane. Okay, there you go. We know that, but also you seeing the next contenders coming up with Kalani Jordan with Keanu Gray. We didn't see Kelly Armstrong this week, so I'm wondering if because it's crazy how Kelly Armstrong and Jada Parker done. Y'all weren't gonna. I thought that was a feud. Why is Jada Parker going after Natalya? I'm just saying. So I'm just curious. And what is it? And Evolve. What did I see for Evolve? I feel like we're talking about Evolve today. I can do that real quick. I can give us a little bit of Evolve shit. Give me a little bit of Evolve. God, just watched the shit. What the fuck wrong with me? All right. Cam is posed. They posed they had the match. Well, they had the match this past week. To see who would be the guy that would challenge Aaron Rourke for the Evolve Championship. Tristan Angel won the match. He will be the guy that would challenge. Nikita Lyons, of course, she was in the tag match with Zarya. Zarya stepped away, left her to us devices. So I'm pretty sure Nikita Lyons going to want some payback with Zarya. Plus, also, she had a match against Katrina with Petrovic. I can't remember her first name. Katana Petrovic. And, of course, she lost. I'm glad they haven't released my baby, though. I'm glad they need to keep her around. Of course, we still got Delaney Luck and situation with the women's title that was not rectified. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen with that. At some point, going to be a tag match because those two ladies, Sloan and Nikita, attacked them. But, and then like I said, we had to play the four-way. And like I said, the winner was and by the way, Cam was a beast. Cam Hendricks showed me something in that match. I was impressed. I was like, at first I thought he was just like, yeah. But no, I see something with him. I see why they're high on him now. He's very athletic, pretty good, very good on the mic. He's if he makes me want to see him get his ass kicked, you did your job as a heel, brother. You did your job as a heel. I must give you applause. So yeah, Tristan Angel, that's right. Tristan Angel gets the Evolve Championship. Plus, also, he's on NXT. So there you go. So I didn't happen to see too much of TNA. That's actually tonight, and I probably won't get a chance to see it because I don't have YouTube TV. So there you go. And everything. And I know there'll probably be some tapings from MLW because I was wondering what happened in MLW. I'm curious to see who will pop up in MLW from all these releases. I did happen to watch Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling Uprising. Very good show, y'all. Please go on YouTube, check out Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling, as well as Memphis Wrestling. I checked them out. I don't feel like talking about that. Y'all can go check it out. But anyway, I am done. So what y'all need to know before we get up out of here is, first and foremost, please hit that QR code if you're watching. It takes you to the place, and this is only for 21 and up. That's terrible. 21 and up, people. Hit that QR code to go to the place where the conversation gets saucy, titties pop out, dildos might pop out. You don't know what pop off unless you subscribe. It is the risque side of the STO podcast family. I'm talking about none other than on Loyal Fans, the Premium Smoke Room. I'm talking about 4 wonderful podcasts, plus special episodes such as Project Content House, which coming very soon. Project Content House, the Auntie's Tour. So yes, I'm dropping an episode every day for a week. So be on the lookout for the announcement of that. As well as the VIP Smoke Room, where our premium smokers get to submit questions for the ladies to answer, and also get to see them shake their ass to a little bit of music. So there you go. So, and also, I have a subscription side on Spotify as well. Had the Smoke on it, as well as Savage Smoke, where I talk to the industry top male talents and producers as we give you real smoke about the industry from a male perspective. And like I said, had the Smoke on it is my unhinged, unleashed podcast where I really go ham on something that I feel like I need to talk about. You feel me? So wherever you need that premium smoke for the first month for $6.25. You had the Smoke on, you get some Savage Smoke, and you can get both of them on Spotify for $4.99. please subscribe to The Smoke. And don't forget about the flagship of the STO podcast family. Every Tuesday, every Friday, we're on the Smoke Fridays. I'm talking about STO, the Smokers Lounge. You feel what I'm saying? So, that being said, you know how we end these things all day, every day. Life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience if you haven't learned anything? Smoke this over. Till next week.